Hey guys, welcome to Farming Simulator 19 on Marwell Manor Farm. So in yesterday's live stream we were on here, we finished the baling and mowing of the poplar trees. Sounds weird to say mowing of poplar trees, but we did that. We completed this field. Had some issues where when we were on GPS or just driving the combine normally, we would come up to these telegraph poles and it would go nope and shut down the header. To the point of where it almost like it was ingesting another type of crop. I have no idea what that's all about. Whether there was actually a different type of crop in here from previous, maybe. For those of you that don't know, as soon as this map dropped, I switched off the collisions. Because telegraph poles in the middle of the fields have always completely and utterly drove me up the walls. Yes, I know it's a thing, but as far as farm sim goes, course play, yes, you can go around it, but sometimes it will still get hung up. Hired worker, stuff like that. It's just easier to make it no collisions. You don't need to drive right for it, but in case you get hung up where your GPS is off, your course plays off just a fraction, it would get hung up in there and try and spin the whole thing around and just completely screw your field. So I just switch it off. It's easier. It really is, and that's personally the way I would do it. Making the map as well, but hey. These I left, as you guys can see. I think I did all the ones that were in the field. I can't remember if I did all of them or not. So, we are going to be harvesting that field, although we had some weird anomaly on this field where the outside rounds didn't grow yet. So I'm going to fast time into the morning, and I want to double check our animals and see what the status is on them, whether they need feed, whether they need water, so on and so forth. You guys know the drill. So we've got almost, well, 3 full pallets and a part one just being made there. We'll move those over to that. How are the sheep looking? Do they need mucking out? No, they're okay there. Pitter patter across here. They're good. Yeah, I think we did this last time. So they've got straw is actually hair on the low side. We may top that up. Let's have a look at our handy dandy computer here and check the animal statuses. I actually went on the right one for a change. Whoa, look at me go. Yeah, water's good, cleanliness is good over there, feed's mediocre over here, feed is great, water is fine. Yeah, they're good. They'll survive a fast time. So what we shall do is, I need to find what window I put it in. There it is. So we can fast forward until 7 o'clock. There we go. And just for poops and giggles, did this grow in that period? I bet it didn't. What's it at? Like, how is it 50% and the rest of the crop is like ready? Does that not make no sense at all? That's so messed up. Hopefully it'll grow in this time. Dang. Yeah, you know what? We'll actually go for 13 hours sleep. We're tired, you know. It's been a long, hard day. But it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and we're awake. I love that feature. That is a decent one they put into the game. No, that's pretty much almost full now. And, yeah, fully grown. Looky there. Happy days. Alright, we'll probably be cosplaying a good chunk of... Well, we actually, let's scrap that. We are going to be cosplaying that field. It's freaking huge. We'll get cosplay onto this as well. It's actually been a little while since I've updated cosplay, so I may actually go ahead and do that soon. Now, I think I should be able to get this through. I think that's just a bush/tree on this side there. Yeah, sweet. I thought I could get that through though. We'll pull up courseplay here. This is field 18. Actually, is this the right... This may be the first time I've harvested this field with this combine. That could be the wrong width that we've just put in there. Working with 12 meters. I forget what the header is on this garage. No, I always go past it. There it is. 12 meters. Oh, no, okay. Evidently, I did set it up. Actually, evidently, I set it up from over here. You can tell the way I harvest the fields normally. So was this one first and then that one. So for those of you that don't know what we are saving up for now, we are saving up for a new field. That is the goal. Let's get the header set up properly, or roughly properly. There's no wrong way of doing it in the game because it makes a blind bit of difference. And drive nearest waypoint. Have at her. So oats. This is oats. I can't. What was this? Was this oats too? Yeah, this was oats. So some chunks got missed over here. Like I said, for whatever reason, the game really screwed up, and chunks of the fields weren't harvested. And in here, I just, I wasn't gonna sit around and wait for it. Yeah, I lost out, but how? I don't care. I do care, but I don't at the same time. You guys know what I mean. So for anyone wondering how I'm feeling, each day I'm feeling 10 times better. Today I actually woke up being able to breathe. When I say that, it sounds bad, but just plugged up sinuses, and like I said yesterday, quite a few times it's all coming out of me, and it still is. So it's still not out of the woods yet, but I am feeling a lot better. Okay, so I want to get the tractor. And we're actually gonna culti plow that field just in case there is crop in there that shouldn't be in there. That will eliminate that. That looks pretty sick without going around like that. Early morning. Whether you'd be harvesting this time of morning, I don't know, because they do. That I do not know. That plow, I should actually get rid of that thing. I'm never going to use it. I'm always going to use the culti plow. Not too sure why I got it. I'm really not. The culti plow is the thing that I always go to. If the map size is the size where I can get away with using bigger machinery, both of the maps I am on are basically similar equipment, just because to me it's the only maps out there that actually I'm interested in, then yeah, culti plow's going to be on it. Actually, I don't know why I'm unfolding that yet, because I need to load up the cars. Field 15. That one. Drive cars. Well, why is that money going down? Oh. Animal husbandry. Is our money going to continue to go down? I don't have Courseplay charging. That's a stupid thing. I shouldn't do, at least, and I can't really check, especially partway through a freaking video. Animal husband? What would cause that? Animal husbandry attempt for that local minute. Character human player. That's me. What's messed up with my character? That's kind of concerning. Well, the money has stopped going down, so it's obviously cosplay, which I'm going to address. Because cosplay, I always set to not take money away. That's why I do it. Yes, it's cheating, but I don't like it when it does it. Alright, we'll carry on with that, and I'll just GS 5 grand. So it's nothing stupid, but to get me by on this. So I don't care if it eats that up. Alright, that's going there. So what I was actually going to do was some of the animal work. Potentially, but at the same time, they could be foobarred. Hopefully they're not. They'll probably need mucking out and all that good stuff. That's why I was going to do it. Oh, did I not set this up properly? No, I didn't. Well, hopefully that will go on track and should be golden. Where is our little loader? Right here. So they probably have quite the amount of grass in there now. And there's Bixby kicking off. I need to lower the sensitivity on Bixby, it's brutal. If any of you don't know what Bixby is, it's basically what Siri is to iOS. The latest Android update, they completely and utterly, absolutely fragged, big time fragged Bixby. It's horrible now. Used to be great, used to be awesome, like Siri, but that's horrendous. This is coming from someone that's basically always had Android. Never had iOS. I've had iOS for my iPod Touch, but that's it. So I'm not one of those people that go, oh, Android's better than Apple, or Apple's better than Android. They're both good in their own way. Samsung's had a lot of batteries blow up, let's be honest. The iOS system is usability phenomenal. Customability, pile of steaming turd. Where Android's top notch for that stuff. That's why I prefer it for that. Plus, with Android, you want to install something from another place, you can do it. iOS, can you do that? Not unless you jailbreak it, which is illegal. I believe it's illegal now anyway, I think. Apple's just ridiculous with that stuff. That's the thing with modern phones. Like, I've got the S8, and got that for Christmas. Love it. I would never buy it. Like, the cost of them, this is on contract as well, but the cost of a phone is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Unless you're on contract, you're never going to be able to get one unless you drop almost $1,000. It's just stupid. It's today's society, because of contracts predominantly, but unless people stop doing that, then those prices are always going to stay there. They're never going to come down. And that is a shame. It's just the way the modern world works, though, unfortunately. In technology itself, R&D and technology is very expensive, no doubt, but the actual building of technology, for the most part, you look at it, it's actually really relatively cheap to considering the market prices on it. It's crazy. It really is. So hopefully one day we'll have enough manure to be able to go muck spreading. That would be nice. That's why I've got the slurry tank, because we'll be able to do slurry before we'll be able to do that. And honestly, I'm thinking that we may be able to do some slurry soon enough. It's probably coming up where that's going to be possible. One thing I do not like about this thing, and I always say it seems very hard to get a nice level bucket when going along. It's always lifting the front end up, so it's kind of wandering all over the place. Obviously there's a technique to it that I've just not mastered yet. So whatever has caused that animal lure script to pop, which probably fast forwarding, maybe cosplay, I don't know, I've not updated cosplay for a bit. It's an interesting one. There we go, I got it. On the last scoop. Whereas them clean. Don't know if we're gonna need to feed them. Possibly not today. We could, for something to do. Just turn this into an animal episode. There's only so much crop stuff you can do. But at the end of the day, right now in the game, that's the only thing you can do. Animals, crop. Animals, crop. There's no mods out for extra stuff to do yet. But I'm not going to get on that rant. Yesterday I ranted hard about some of that stuff. I'm not going to get into that today. I used to do that stuff a bit too much, and it probably hurt the channel. It'd be interesting to see everyone's opinions on all of that. Actually, I should actually open up the comments and read them out. Maybe we will go ahead and do that now. After I blow my nose, so we will cut over to a machine that should be doing something. This is stuck against that. What? That's never got stuck against that. Is this running the right course? I don't think it is. I think this is the old one. I honestly do. There's no way of knowing neither, I don't think, is there? I don't think there is. Because, yeah, sure, that would say it's 12 meters, but the lines aren't going to change. Oh, it says 12 meters. I don't know. Like, that should be cutting into the field, and it's not. So I've really got a feeling it's not. I think this is for the John Deere. This course still. Because if memory serves, we had to make the course for that. So I think that's what I will do that once we get around to there. But I will actually go blow my nose now. once I get to the page where I can actually mute my mic. There we go. Alrighty, that was delicious. Nat. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's the John Deere course. Oh, that's probably going to leave a ring around the outside of the field. I bet. Alright, let's go to the comments. There could be a few interesting ones in there, I have a feeling. YouTube Premium, how about no? Gotta love it, but it pushes it so much. It's irritating. Well, there's a few. But, nah, nothing crazy. So, alright, this is gonna stop on that headland there, I think. So we'll stop the machine. And we'll cut this ourselves, but we will get the course generated from that position we're in. Now just quickly scanning a comment there, and I will read it in a minute, but the person has, well, it's Blinky Plays, which I think is, I don't recognise the name, so if you're watching this right now, you're probably someone that doesn't comment too much. But certain stuff gets people going, like something can happen in a video or someone else's video, obviously not Farm Sim related because I don't watch that content, and I'll comment, and I next never comment. So sometimes stuff triggers you to comment, whether it's good or bad. Alright, 3 passes. We are going to start on the headlands. We are 12 meters. Double check that. Yep. Headland smooth, headland passes, generate course. That's better. You can already see it's better. It's wider. And now what we need to do is find where it would cut in to the next course. Which all I can do here is just back it down so it would be doing this section. So probably about here. Nearest waypoint, and let it do its thing. Hopefully. Why is it backing up so much? Oh, because it's full. I bet. Alright, so the comment goes, FS is only a thing because of modders. They have kept it going all these years. Giants need to sort their act out. A key which is to help people when they go into a new map isn't allowed. What next? If the new testers are doing this, they need to have a talking to, because honestly, they will end up killing the community. Oxy is being too nice, which I do respect, but this map has been on FS in the past. It's not a new map. Yeah. Kind of sums it up to a point. I would say the last 4 years for sure, modders have kept the game going 100%, without a shadow of a doubt. Right now, the mod hub, I've always said this, you go back to any of my videos, It was the best / worst thing that ever happened to the game. It was the best as far as modders being able to get their stuff up on a official sort of RAM thing. I say the worst thing because then to get mods on consoles, because people weren't going to bother with it as far as modders go, they added in money. And adding in the money side of things changed modding for Farming Simulator pretty much forever. It really did. As cliche as that sounds, it did. Because I guarantee you, and I think most of you are more than aware of this, if it wasn't for the money, modders probably wouldn't be spending the time and effort on consoles. Let alone the game as it is right now. Now the game, I honestly say, the game's great. The issue right now is the testers. What's going on there? I'm not going to go on too much of this rant, but it is. The mod hub is the worst / best thing that ever happened to the game. I'm not blaming console, I'm not blaming anyone on this. There's obviously an issue with testing. It has been for several years now. Why people that are a bit higher up the food chain haven't sat them down and gone, we need to fix this, beyond me. Maybe because it hasn't got to that issue yet where, not the fact of losing sales, but people are drastically losing interest. I don't know at this point. I know we can see a cut on some of my videos, people saying they've lost interest, blah blah blah. What I learnt from FS17 was the fact that people stopped playing on maps very quickly. They were rinsing through maps, and I warned people straight up at the very beginning of 19. If you guys are going to be like that, you're going to need to be finding new games to play, because you're going to get bored incredibly quick of Farming Simulator 19, because there ain't going to be the same amount of maps there was. It's coming true right now. Like I say, I'm kind of worried what's going to happen. The people who make the game, Giants, know how to build maps, know how to make stuff. I really feel they should start running sort of, I say boot camps, but stuff to get people interested again. Mod contests don't get people interested again. Yes, they do. Why do they? There's money involved. There's certain modders that I won't name names, but they will admit it themselves. They only come around for the contest because of there's money. Serious money to be made. Other than that, yeah, screw it. Yeah, is there serious money to be made on the mod hub? Yes, but is it worth the aggro of the testing back and forth? No, so they don't bother. It's that up and down right there. We've got Mafia X Phantom. In FS17 for consoles, the modern restrictions weren't set in stone. Consoles managed to get many brands mods that shouldn't have been in, such as Mikhail equipment, Linda forklift. However, I believe that was due to their first game with mods on consoles. I will stop the comment there. The reason that they got away with stuff like that is because the mod creator could go out, contact the company, say, can I get a license from you to bring this mod into Farming Simulator 19 for consoles? They would get that, like CD could get that. Without going into too much detail with 4D mod and CD, he is very well known with these Irish companies. He has worked for quite a few of them. That's all I'll say. He's got an internal relationship with a lot of them. That's how he could get the licensing so very easily. Now, Giants needs to go get the licensing. Now, again, this isn't Giants causing this issue. This is consoles themselves. This is Microsoft. This is Sony. I think more of it's Sony than Microsoft, actually. But that's the reason there. That's not a Giants thing. If Giants could have their way, they would have it the same before. Trust me, they want stuff like this. My answer would be go to these small Irish companies that a lot of the English-Irish community love, because they're phenomenal. People would love them in the game. If you look at the game and, okay, it's going to cost money to get that modeled and all that crap, yes. Hell, a DLC. Wow, there we go. It's a niche DLC, but there you go. I don't know. But I would definitely say for Giants, Maybe look at those smaller companies, because they would probably come into the game for free, to tell you the truth. And at the end of the day, we've learnt it from many of the games out there that are simulator based that have got brands in there. Truck sims. More brands, the better. More brands for people to choose from. If those brands have same equipment as so-and-so down the road, sort of thing, or say John Deere has the same equipment as New Holland, so be it. Maybe one of those brands are going to kick up such a fuss that they don't want to be in the game anymore. Wow. Goodbye. Again, it's happened before in the game. Just saying. So to continue that comment. However, I believe it was due to the first game, blah, 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 I read that part. There should be no excuses for 19. Many of the trailer mods cause the game to crash, but maps fail with a single letter out of place. Bullet Bill has left modding, but I think there was a farming game made by the community that started off smaller to FS17 that have become way more well known than FS19 now. I'm gonna glaze over the Bullet Bill thing. There is a lot more to that I will never, ever, ever air publicly. I'm not gonna start drama. So we'll glaze over that. As far as the community making a game, cattle and crops. Where's that now? It's a steaming pile of crap that's over in a corner because they overcomplicated things and probably going bankrupt. I will just leave that there. Ewan with a very, very vague comment. I'm sick of these picky testers. Meh! Mafia comes in, they're not picky, they're doing their job. Which happens how strict they are testing. He goes, whatever. Actually, we've got Lancey, which is a modder, coming in on this comment. And I don't usually read that type of thread, but I'm going to here. Mafia goes, I'm telling the truth. The higher ranking staff in Giants will make the rules. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some of the testers that also think it's stupid that it failed for a key on the PDA. I don't know. And I'll say Kenny, which is Lithian. He's a very chilled guy. He's been in my stream in the past. Very chilled. I'm surprised he's letting this fly as much as he is. I will say that. Lance goes, kind of disagree with you on that, bud. Maybe have a look at certain maps. Maps? Map. And Giants base maps. Not sure what he's getting at there. I can see that. The only thing making me not go back to 17 is how fast the vehicles accelerate, along with the menus, animals, and loans. I prefer the 17 menus. Well, the 19 menus, he goes. So that was the thread there. I think, as a base, 19 wasn't fantastic when it initially released. I think we can all agree on that. As far as what it is now, it's pretty damn good. Why was it so crap when it released? They changed a lot under the hood. The game should have been delayed. I think them organising these live streams really completely and utterly screwed them over, because they had so many people coming out, hotels booked, flights booked, stuff like that. They had quite a lot of money invested in that stuff. That's why they didn't. Personally, is what I think. I personally think they probably should have almost gone another month with a delay to get the game polished before releasing it. They shouldn't have released it in that state. They know that. Internally in Giants, they also know that. It released in absolute state. Should never have been like that. As far as the mod testing, that is a different beast entirely. You got to think, when they were testing the game, they had, I think, maximum of 4 people testing it. 4 people testing it, and they were strung all over the frickin' place. It was a mess. They just need to get dialed in on doing that like a AAA team. Because, to be honest, the way they are going, the way the game's getting recognition, they are exactly that, a AAA team, whether they want to be or not. Why are you stuck up a frickin' tree again? They are getting to be a dev team up to be the should be up to the caliber of a AAA team. Are they right now? I would say they are most definitely not, but with the stuff and the movements they're making, they're definitely going and pushing into that bracketry. Nearest waypoint drive course. It's definitely a tough one. It's, as I said in yesterday's video, it's risky biscuits. It really is. I hope it gets out there what the community feels. I hope it's not just a small minority that feels like this, and it's more of a major one to get people's voices heard. Again, in a respectful manner. There's one thing I will never try and do, and that's create a little cult that's stupidly outspoken, that's screaming and shouting and acting like absolute fools and babies. That's not what I'm about. It's about helping the community, and when stuff's going a bit stupid, voicing opinions. At the end of the day, it's one thing that they know, it's one thing we all know. If it wasn't for the modding community, we say it time and time again, but it's true. Would the game be where it is right now? I don't think it would, personally. And I think they know that as well. Because people get bored with the Giants maps very quickly. Now, the Giants equipment, I would say typically, yeah, people will board of the Giants equipment. But the Giants equipment, look at the quality. It's phenomenal. I still use most of it. Me personally, I think it's fantastic. My mileage may vary from yours, but to me, it's phenomenal. It's the maps. People want to play on maps that are from their regions, what they enjoy scenery-wise, and stuff like that, their favourite mappers. But again, there's not many mappers around that are coming up, right now at least. I know a few that are working on stuff, but I think right now, for a chunk of them, they're all on the mod contest. So, mod contest, in its respect there, it's kind of its worst enemy as far as the time scale. It's, again, I said it yesterday, I keep on saying this, it's going to be interesting to see what the game's like in 6 months' time. It's worrying, it really is. So, on that bombshell, I think we will call it quits for the day. I hope you have enjoyed the video and the discussions, and like I said, let's keep talking about this. I definitely am interested to find out your guys' opinion on all of this stuff. So until next time, hope you guys have enjoyed, and we'll see you on another stream. Later.